What's going on, everyone? Eagles halftime live. Eagles 21. Commanders in the refs 14. Joining us, he is Shane at Shane Half NFL on X. What's up, Shane?
Oh man, I'm furious, and I'm so tired of talking about officiating. Like, I swear, I've never been that guy before this season, but it's absolutely ridiculous what the Eagles are having to deal with today for sure, and really this entire season from an officiating. So let's remove the Jalen Hurts getting speared in the head while he's down and knocked out of the game, and you don't call a flag, but then the next drive you flag Milton Williams for pushing Jaden Daniels. Let's not even talk about that one. Let's just talk about Jalen Carter getting flagged for one hand pushing an offensive lineman. Let's talk about Washington not getting flagged for blowing up Jordan Davis's knee. Like, this is absolutely absurd. Let's talk about Washington calling for a fair catch and then catching the ball and running it, which is absolutely a penalty that nobody cares about. I'm so sick of this official game crap each and every week. I don't want to talk about officiating. I want to talk about football, and the officials continue to insert themselves into every game. It's obnoxious.
Yeah, this is an extremely frustrating game. The Eagles have 8 penalties for 71 yards. The Commanders have 2 penalties for 10 yards. Go ahead. Sorry.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was literally standing next to an official, got punched in the face for something he said, apparently, and he's the one that got flagged. Like, I don't care what he said. If he throws the first punch and gets punched back, I'm fine with you flagging the instigator. Like, I hate offsetting penalties in that situation. He said something and got punched in the face, and he got flagged for it. It's absurd. This is loser crap that the NFL is putting out there.
And now it's causing injuries to the Eagles. Yep. And, I mean, it's been an incredibly frustrating first half. From the jump, this looked like a blowout in favor of Philadelphia. And then injuries started piling up. Jalen Hurts goes out. Jordan Davis goes out. And Nakobe Dean was out for some time. I'm probably missing someone. But then the penalties from these BS calls by the refs. Let's start with Kenny Pickett coming in 8 of 11 for 84 yards, a touchdown, a pick. He has a noodle arm, Shane. I'm sorry. I'm going to call it as it is. I'm not a big Kenny Pickett guy. What are your quick thoughts on his performance in the first half?
I'm terrified every time Kenny Pickett drops back to pass. Every pass he throws is late. I don't know if that's because he processes slow or because he has a noodle arm or a bit of both. But the offense isn't going to do a ton with Kenny Pickett at quarterback. Like, it's going to have to be the run game. It's going to have to be wide open throws. And you sure as heck can't have Grant Calcaterra missing an easy block on 3rd and 1 to get blown up. You can't have A.J. Brown getting a pass that's in his hands knocked away. You can't have Jake Elliott missing a 56-yard field goal. Like, I trust the defense. They're probably going to give up more than 7 total points in the second half, and so you need some margin. And they've given the Eagles some opportunities to put up points, and it's been squandered through special teams and the offense. And so, like Eric says here, it's going to be hard to score in the second half for the Eagles. Washington's going to stack the box every play.
Absolutely.
The defense is going to have to play well, and you just need something. You need a big play. You need something at some point because it's going to be tough sledding in the second half.
Yeah, you're going to rely on your defense. You're going to rely on Saquon and Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Pickett, just don't screw it up, man. Just stay out of your own way. But like you said, the Commanders know that. So it's going to be a tough second half. The Eagles get the ball first.
I can't figure out if the Eagles coaching staff trusts Kenny Pickett or not. Because, he comes in on a 3rd and 7 and they throw the ball, which I didn't expect. They let him throw a touchdown pass. Of course, he throws the interception, but after that, you're dropping him back on 1st and 10, but then you get to 3rd and 7 and you just call a run to set up a punt. I can't understand. I can't figure out if they actually trust Pickett or not.
Well, that 1 3rd down with Kenny Pickett, he had great pass protection, and he just I don't like his decision with the ball in that situation. Not dumb luck injuries, by the way. They're chopping and diving into knees. 1,000%. Great comment. Need A.J. Brown explosive in the defense to be locked down. Complaining about the refs. I thought deep championship, blah, blah, blah. Commanders did this in the first game as well. Saquon Barkley, 13 carries, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'm going to say it, Saquon. Shane. You're going to need a huge second half out of Saquon. And unfortunately, this was looking like a first half where, maybe you could rest Saquon. And I don't think that's the case whatsoever. Saquon's going to need to get at least 10 carries in the second half.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because, up 14-0, it looked like you were going to run away with it. And like you said, I'm thinking maybe you can rest Saquon a little bit at the end of the game. And I don't think that's on the table now. And you're probably going to feed this ball to Saquon a lot and hope he pops one. I mean, he popped a long run. It was the long touchdown run. I think he got in on it after Kenny Pickett was in. I think that you're going to keep feeding him the ball and hope for that. And Kenny Pickett's got a little mobility. I would like to see him try to run a little bit of the RPO stuff and even some of their counter bash stuff. He's not nearly as mobile as Jalen Hurts, but at least to try to make the Commanders stay honest in that. If not, just get under center and run the football if you're not going to use the quarterback as an option to run.
Kenny Pickett has the arm strength of a 9-year-old girl. I love that comment. Tanner McKee should be in right now. We said that from the jump, who won it during the preseason. Eric says, I'm worried the Commanders will dive at Saquon's knees in the second. The quarterback who is 37-9 in the last 3 seasons is valuable. No way. Yeah, shocker. Some Eagles fans wanted to see this. They wanted to see this, Shane, and Kenny Pickett stinks. I'm just going to say it as it is. But anyway, let's get to the receivers. Wow. Only 2 receivers have caught a pass so far in the first half. AJ and Devontae. AJ 6 for 74. Devontae 3 of 21. Thoughts on the receivers before we get to defense?
Yeah, I mean, Marshawn Lattimore is playing pretty good ball against AJ Brown, I think. And Marshawn Lattimore is a good player. That's going to be tough. You're probably going to need Devontae Smith to shake Mike Sanders still out of the slot a decent amount in the second half. And hopefully you can work that. But the problem there, so much of what Devontae does out of the slot is option route based. And that's really hard to do with a backup quarterback because you don't have the reps with him to make sure you guys are on the same page. So it makes you a little more static in what you can do. Need these guys to make plays. AJ Brown made that one beast catch that also should have been DPI. And you need him to beast mode some of these. You're going to need guys breaking tackles. Every little play you need to break a tackle and turn it into a big play because it's going to be hard to go on long sustained drives. Yep.
Defense. We only got a few minutes here. Defensively, I thought they're playing hard, but they're giving way too many explosive plays to the Commanders, which we haven't seen in quite some time. Darius Slay had a lot of ups and downs since the ebbs and flows of the NFL, man. There was a couple, 2 to 3 plays. Darius Slay looked terrific. Then he got beat. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson gets beat. Then he gets an interception. Up and down from some of these defensive players. What are your thoughts on the D?
Yeah, you don't want to be giving up those explosive plays. It really hurts in a game where you've got your backup quarterback in to give up a 96-yard touchdown drive with 2 explosives. Outside of that one drive, I thought they've been fantastic. They couldn't have started the game better. They've played really well. Their second touchdown they gave up was off of a short field, only 25 yards. And so the defense has played really well. Minus 2 big plays. Quinion got. It's the first time this season. It's in week 16. That's or 15, whatever week this is. That's kind of crazy to think about. And Darius Slay gave one up, turned and looked over the wrong shoulder. That shouldn't be happening, but overall, I think he's played pretty well. And you just got to shore it up because you're one more explosive play for a touchdown away from a tie game, and you don't want to be in a position you've got to score.
Quinyon Mitchell gave up his first touchdown of the season, right? I'm pretty sure that was.
It's the first one they've charted him for. I would have said he gave up one earlier this year, but yeah.
I'm glad it's in week 16 and not the postseason. I'll just leave it there. Commander's game plan is to make Kenny Pickett beat us. Absolutely. I know Hurts is a runner on the concussion play, but let's not pretend that ain't 15. If it's Mahomes, 1,000% correct. Loser mentality, not doing this. 26 will win the game. Top block on the Davis play. Absolutely. Second half adjustments, Shane. Let's wrap it up.
It's going to be on the offensive line. Offensive line is going to have to dominate the second half, and we know they're capable of doing that. The question is, are they capable of doing it without that deep threat? Because Kenny Pickett is never going to throw a deep ball. And so offensive line needs to get out there and win. Put Tyler Steen on the field. Like, get some 6 offensive line sets if that's what you need to do. It's time for Jeff Stoutland's run game to take over.
All right, guys. We'll see you for post game. Hopefully the Eagles take down the Commanders and the refs in this one. For Shane, for myself, see you in about an hour. Stay awesome, everyone.